Hello, this is Dr. David Billstrom coming to you from the 27th Annual World Congress of the American Academy of Medical Acupuncture. So I saw a wonderful lecture today by Ken Dykewald, a very famous author, and his talk was entitled How the Age Wave Will Transform Health, Longevity, and Medicine. So the age wave, after World War II, there was a huge boom in births. A big decline in births earlier in the century with the Great Depression, but after World War II, huge increase in birth rates, and that's the baby boomers. Now the baby boomers are coming of age, and it's totally transforming everything. Now for the entire history of mankind, the focus has been on youth. One reason was through the long history of mankind, nobody lived past their 20s, and if you did, it was totally remarkable. It's only been in the last 30 years that lifespans have gone up so dramatically. Now, 2/3 of all people in the history of mankind that have lived past the age of 65 are alive today. That's some statistic. Now, the longevity revolution, he felt, was just beginning. The United States, though, we rank 33rd in the world in life expectancy, the 33rd country in the world life expectancy, even though we spend the most by far on our health care. And the reason is our health care is not designed for people as they get older, it's designed for youth. It's estimated by 2030 that 81% of all Americans will be above the age of 65. What we really need to do for healthcare in the United States is match health span with lifespan, so we stay healthy throughout our entire lifespan. Now, we're woefully unprepared for this, and the example he gave was that last year the graduates of every medical school and every nursing school in the United States, 90% of them never had one class in gerontology, which is the study of caring for people, health needs as they get older, or in aging. So even now, nobody hardly is being taught this. Now he challenged us to say, this is good to be the problem, and what are each of you in the audience going to do? What is your purpose in helping with this? Now I know in our autoimmune disease clinic, we see a lot of people, of course, with autoimmune disease, and it tends to be a disease of more middle age, but also late age, but also young. So what we talk about is if you're coming in with an autoimmune disease as an adult, we really need to see your kids, because we know things run in families, and if you have an autoimmune disease, or multiple, of course, like most people do, is that we would love to see your descendants and prevent them from getting it. Plus we know that so many more people are getting autoimmune diseases now than they used to. Is that let's prevent them from ever getting these autoimmune diseases. Now also, we tend to see mostly women, 80% of people with autoimmune diseases are women, but also women tend to be the controllers of healthcare in the family. So if we see a woman, we're probably going to see her parents, because when she starts feeling so much better, she's like, oh my gosh, my mom or dad have to come see you because they don't feel well, and I really want them to feel well. So usually we're kind of thinking, well, bring in the kids or the grandkids so we can prevent them from getting this stuff. But then, this lecture really made me think that even though we do see a lot of parents, just by default, we really need to focus on, well, if we're helping you feel better and your parents are still alive, we really need to help them so that we can help them match their health span to their lifespan. And one of the nice things about functional medicine, as all of you know that I've learned and taught yourself about functional medicine, is that you really take care of the central mechanisms that are the drivers of the disease. And if you can do that, you can turn around the disease, reverse it, get rid of it, but also that is the very best way to do your due diligence in preventing the development of chronic disease later in life. So ideally, it puts you in a position to stay healthier the entire rest of your life. And it's not just autoimmune disease, because the drivers of autoimmune disease are such big drivers of chronic disease in general that if you're fixing what is causing the immune system dysregulation, you're fixing the autoimmune disease, you're fixing cancer risk, but you're also putting the body in a position to prevent Alzheimer's and diabetes and cardiovascular disease and all of these other chronic diseases. So I think so far I'm doing pretty well with that challenge, though I'm taking this challenge seriously and going to do even better. Thank you so much.